Our podcast with BadAss Bodyworkers got interrupted. And so while I'm waiting for Rebecca to come back in, I want to explain. We made it back.
Yeah, my laptop died. So sorry for the pause in the episode, but we just had I had to jump on another advice. But yeah, you were just talking about
So
when
we
once January's done, we move on to February and then that quarter. Is it the same process all year long?
It is. You break it down into quarters. I think what happens is we're trying to eat an elephant all at once and we get overwhelmed. But when we start breaking it down into quadrants and sections, so I break it out into a quarter, then I break it out into a month, then I break it out into a week, and then I break it out into a day. Now, in my class, we don't go down all the way down into the day. We usually will break out to the month. And then I let you guys dial into the week and stuff like that. But in those moments, I would ask yourself, well, we know a birthday is coming up. Are you going to buy this person a birthday present? Do you want to send them something? And so we start dialing back, reverse engineering our reminders, our when are we going to do stuff so that we're prepared for it. Many many clients that have ADHD or neurodivergence, a lot of times they're time blind. And so that time blindness, it could be a lot of the anxiety. And so that's where we kind of take away, we rip off the time blindness by structuring it and then putting on calendars. Some people need written calendars. Some people are fine with computer calendars. I also have ADHD, so I'm a person that I know my calendar. I look at it weekly, I look at it daily, but I will put a, hey Siri, give me a reminder 5 minutes before this meeting starts so that I don't get time blind and go somewhere else because I've done that before, you know? So we find out how you work internally. Then moving towards the seasons, and this again, something you teach in depth about is that seasonality. In winter is a time, and it depends on who you are and where you live. For many people, it's a time they want to hunker down and hibernate. I love to hunker down and I don't like the cold so much. But winter for me, for business, is not my hunker down time. It is my fast forward. It's where our money makes because we're at the base of the ski resorts. And so I tend to get super busy from about December 20th till about April with spas and stuff like that, so it's knowing how your life works. And when we know how our life works, it's easier to plan for it and pull ourselves out of that deep hole of like, I've got so much. And really, all I need to do right now is figure
I love planning
my
time
way.
to do absolutely nothing.
And that needs to happen quite a bit, that downtime. And that's why we plan the personal first, because in that personal, it's not just when do I like to sleep, it's how do I like to play? When
Ooh, I love that.
do I like to exercise, When do I like to take naps? I can't stand to take naps. My husband loves to take a nap. It depends on the person of how they go, but if we can dial it in and just be honest with ourselves of how
Right.
we really enjoy life.
Right. Like at night, I cannot do computer work.
Mm-mm.
Like I can be on a screen and like learn something, you know what I mean? But I cannot be doing anything that I would consider uh an income stream.
Mhm.
Like after dark. I just my mind just I've tried. My mind does not work that way. That is done for me between like 10 and 11:30 a.m. like right before lunch. It's like the sweet time for productive computer work. Before then is my, morning routine and meditations and stuff like that. But if I even try to do a podcast recording at night, as I cannot. I
Yeah.
can't.
My big aha when I first did mine was how I actually was able to produce work. My brain is alive and functioning really well between 6 a.m. and probably about 1. And then I still have brain function, right? But it just starts to get more and more tired. What I was able to do was reverse how I did stuff. A lot of times, when I first did something like this, it was over 12 years ago, and I was doing all of my massage in the morning and, kind of doing my activities, my heavy activities in the morning, my physical activities in the morning. And then I would try to put my brain work in the afternoon, and I would just fizz out all the time. And I didn't feel like I was getting anywhere. And so what I learned was that I reversed it, and I was able to get all of my brain work done, and my body still had the physical energy to go do anything in the afternoon that was like massage or um, anything that was just more physically bound than brain bound. So
And I know this goes without saying for everyone, but oh my God, Mel Robbins talks about it all the time, like being on our phone first thing in the morning and then drinking caffeine first thing in the morning. Like, let's get sunlight before the caffeine and let's leave our phones out of our beds. Rebecca, I'm talking to you. Um, it's not healthy because it depletes our dopamine reserve first thing in the morning, and that's the science behind it on one of Mel's episodes.
mhm.
And if we deplete all of our dopamine first thing in the morning, it's like us, it's like squeezing all the lemon juice out first thing. And then during the day, like you really, really, really need lemon juice, but you've already squeezed it out in the morning. So the harder you squeeze the lemon doesn't mean the more juice is going to come out of it. You've already squeezed it out.
You just start rolling it and crunching it to get that one little bit out, one more drop, and then you're smearing it on something because you need the last flavor. Yeah, our brain and our body just doesn't work like that. We have to find how we are sustainable inside, and also to create a life we want and a life we love, and one that we don't need vacation from constantly. And I'll take all the vacations in the world, but you don't want a constant vacation from it. So that class, it really kind of structures you into how you spend your time and how you want.
God, oh God,
And
this
then,
is making me think. And if it's not already somehow integrated in with life on purpose, but our coping mechanisms, oh my God. I I mean, I cope. I cope with the certain things that I cope with during the certain times I like doing it. And I know what my habits are, but it's like, do you also call people out on their like bad habits too? And
I let people call themselves out.
fair
Okay.
enough.
Because it's about you, right? It's not about how I think you should be doing stuff. I mean, I could tell you to live like me all day long, but the same when a coach tells me, I want you to make 50 calls and you need to do that by the end of the week. And I'm like, I've got a kid I got to pick up from school. I've got this. Oh, where am I going to do any of this? I can't stand that. So I really love for people to find their own clarity, and I guide you to it. And so yeah, with I'm 420 friendly, and so I tell people, write whatever it is and put it up on the map, and if it's not filling you up, you have to find a way to drain it dry. And I know sometimes with medicines like that, we will use it as a medicine, but then we'll use it as a habit, you know? And with cannabis, with cigarette smoking, with whatever, coffee, food, shopping,
Booze.
booze. Yeah, you have we all have our own coping mechanisms, but is it doing you service or is it not? And if it's not doing you service, you really need to have an eye to eye with that, and for me, I don't I am blessed to not have an addictive personality. I do know
So
addicts.
lucky.
Well,
So lucky.
and it could be because I was raised around addicts, right? Because I could see what they were doing, and I've been around a lot of addicts in my life, so I think it's more of a control issue for me. And so if I feel like something is controlling me too much, I'm like, no, I'm going to control you back. And so I'll go on sabbaticals with lot of things that I'm doing, whether it's working too much, whether it's, drinking too much coffee or eating too much food. Because we know in the winter, I love my sweets. I won't say we all do, but in the winter, I love my sweets and to hunker down and don't go work out as much, but it is still all the things I need. So
I
when
think there's a term for it called like California sober or something. It's like you're mostly sober from your bad habit, but then like every now and then,
um, I'm a little bit of a rebel, and so I can't be all good all the time. It just like I'm not Miss Goody Two Shoes. I'm a little bit raw, very authentic, and I got a grit to me. And anyone that knows me really well enough, I used to try to soften it, and I've had so many great friends and girlfriends who are like, "As I love the grit that you have. Please don't soften that." But I think we have to just find what is very best for us and how we work and how we want to work with our ideas and our goals. Because at one time when, I was having children, that was my focus. Now, I mean, I still have one that's 10 at home. My other one has moved out of the house and the focus begins to change and shift how much they need you as a parent with fur babies. My two fur babies are more demanding than my children, so, we have to find the things we love and we have to intentionally fill our life with our positive stuff first.
So
And
what does your European life look like currently?
well, currently I thought I'd never be able to work from home. And over the last 5 years or 4 years since pandemic, I just never really went back to my office. I've been working from home. And so now that I've been at home for about 4 years, and I'm like, well, that was fun. And now it's getting a little boring. I, I need a little bit more interaction. And so as I move into 2025, I'm making some very broad changes with how I live my life. In fact, I've also come to the decision that I believe it's time I sell my spa. I've had it for since 2015, my last one, and I love it. I love it so much, but I love spa ninjas and I want to be able to head all my attention and all my focus over there because I love playing with Kate and I love playing with you and I love playing with our community in a very different way than being a spa owner. And I
The
feel
ripple effect is much different.
it is much different for me and for the community as well. I feel like I led a good dream. I've been a spa owner, multiple spas over 20 years now, and well, almost 20 years, 18. And it was a well-lived dream. And now in my life as I turn 50, I want to kind of soften my burdens of, how many people I have to manage in life because youth therapists are not easy to manage at all.
Now we're difficult,
The most
especially if
difficult.
you're an air personality, or even more challenging because we like to be a little flighty. Actually, speaking of seasons and stuff too, I was just reminded earlier of a podcast episode I did with a friend of mine online, Selena, and she works very seasonally. Like she travels as a massage therapist. She'll stay in one place for 2 or 3 months. She gets a lot of her jobs off of a website called Cool Works. And you're probably familiar with it as because you're in a resort town, but it's a website where resorts and branches and places can list their jobs available. And a lot of places are hiring therapists. And that's a really cool website to check out if you're anything like me and love traveling and kind of want to you know, go around the US and get paid to pamper people still, but not be married to one job. Seasonal work is great for an air and wind personality. Not if you're an earth personality, don't even bother. It's not your thing.
And that
That's a different episode.
it is off of your components. I'm a fire person, and so I kind of like I can only work where I'm passionate about.
And you build franchises. Like a wind personality has zero interest in franchises, which if you're interested in building a franchise, your own guys, like talk to Ez, she could talk you through it. She has all the SOPs and things like that. Like people have done it,
Uh,
people have reached that success. And then if you want to transition, that doesn't make you a failure either. It's just a new chapter. That's it. It's just a new season.
well, I think we need to remodel what we think is failing. I mean, I think so many people, they're like, it didn't turn out exactly how I want. It's a failing. The things I don't get in my life, I look at and say, what's the lesson in that for me? And we all have the things of, oh, thank goodness I missed that bullet, when we go back and look a lot of years later, type thing, and it may have been something we really wanted. Um, but if we can pull the lesson out of it, we can go forward. There really are no failings in life.
Yes.
There's mistakes, there's some stumbles, there's being human.
Yes.
But I am one, if now I will run head first in and go, okay, let me figure this out as I go. And so as we grew Spa Ninjas, especially with our website, holy moly, I have always allowed someone else to do this. And I decided I tried to hire someone, and then finally I was so like, they're not hearing me. And I had to get in there and build it myself. And so I think it's kind of honing in into what you need to do, what you want to do. And then, you've really just built skills for the rest of it. I love my no's when I'm going after something, because if someone tells me no, I'll go ask another person. And I have this belief of let me get through my no's because someone's going to tell me yes. So the faster you'll tell me no, then the next person will tell me no, it's the quicker I'm getting to my yes.
Oh, that's my favorite word. One of my favorite words.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is a good place to wrap up the episode. I'm sure we're gonna need like a part two, but we've heard that quote, like some people or things, jobs are in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And I think when we try to hold on to the lifetime part, whenever it's supposed to be for a reason or season, that's when we cause ourselves a lot of strife. I'm talking to you, Rebecca. FYI.
I'll hold this recording for you. I'll point it back to you when you need the
No,
reminder.
I don't want to hear myself say it again.
Um, Thank you so much for joining on an episode. I always love laughing with you and playing with you and watching you meet your goals and stuff. That brings me so much pleasure.
Yeah.
So
Well, so Life on Purpose is online, but you're not doing that in January. You're doing it in February, correct?
no, it's January 13th.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought I got it mixed up with something. I think I was getting it mixed up with your retreat because you have so many juicy things you're working on right now, and I just want to do them all. Like, I want to just move to Utah. Wish I
Um,
could.
Please go on to Spa Ninjas. Our full ledger of what's going in is in our button that's right up at the top, classes and workshops. If you want to go in and read all about it, if you need the date lineup, it will be in that. If you
And
want to go look at all the pretty pictures, but at Spa Ninjas, we just launched a book, The Art of Emotional Body Mapping. We're writing The Art of Emotional Release. We're about 100 pages in already currently. We have
damn, I haven't even got my signed copy of the first book, and you're already working on the second.
it will take a while before it's released. We gotta work through it. So you'll get your signed copy. We have so many classes between Kate and I, but we've really honed into we love teaching how to help create clarity in life and how to help you heal from the emotional baggage that you have in your life. So you'll see us focusing on trauma courses. We have so much, but our classes align to this buildup of being basically trauma understanding as a
I've
therapist.
got a lot of work to do.
And so we're going to continue on those classes, and then we just keep creating because that's what we are, is we're creationists.
This has been so amazing. I can't wait to get you in on several more episodes. We have so much to talk about forever. Spa Ninjas and Badass Body Workers for life. I definitely check the links in the show notes below. That's where we're going to put everything, the classes, the books, as its profile. If you have a question for her, like everything, you'll find it down there. But until then, on another episode of Badass Body Workers, as thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with us. And I'm super excited about you helping me organize my entire brain and life, because I know in my core I have too much potential to be fucking stagnant, and I'm sick of it. So thank you so much for helping me out of it, because we all need accountability. And you've been like a major source of that for me. So thank you so much. You're a gem. And oh, send me my signed copy of the book. Everyone else is posting B-roll for the podcast. Everyone else is posting photos of their beautiful book, Emotional Body Mapping, and I don't have one yet. I'm waiting.
You don't have one yet? I'm mailing you a copy, but the fudge, you need one. Okay.
See, we're all busy. We gotta let our friends know sometimes when they need to prioritize sending us their works of art. But thank y'all so much for listening. And please contact us if you have any questions about like SOPs, franchises. She's an amazing coach. I've been working with her for a bit, and ooh, it's been a doozy on my end for sure, but it's providing me a lot of clarity, and I am so ready to get unstuck. And sometimes it just takes the right person to help you do that. So you're not in this alone. There's people who can help guide you. So have a nice day, everyone. Thank you so much, Ez.